Hello dear students, welcome to Pen and Paper Chemistry, and we are now moving on to video number 9 on the topic of chemical kinetics. In video number 8 we've already spoken about the effect of temperature, and we have looked at the qualitative aspect of it as to how temperature affects. And I also introduced to you the Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution curve. We've already discussed this, the activation energy and the threshold energy concept. What are we going to do in this video? We are now taking up the quantitative aspect. That means we are going to derive a formula correlating the terms of activation energy, the rate constant and the temperature of a chemical reaction. So before you go ahead with the topic, please make sure that your pen and paper or pen and notebook are ready so that you can take down notes for offline reference. By the way, if you are not clear about the concepts of activation energy, threshold energy, rate constant, request you to watch the videos series wise as they are numbered, starting from video number 1 on the topic. Go step by step and the entire topic will be crystal clear to you. Quantitative aspect is how the three are connected with each other, and we are going to take up the Arrhenius equation for it. Arrhenius gave the quantitative relation, said K is equals to AE to the power minus EA by RT. Now, if you have been regularly doing this particular topic with us, can you tell me what is K equal to? Yes, it is the rate constant of a chemical reaction. Now let me introduce to you the other terms. Of course, T, capital T stands for the thermodynamic temperature. R is the universal gas constant. EA is the activation energy. Now here is a capital A. What does capital A indicate? It is the frequency factor. Frequency means number of times, right? Number of times an activity happens in a given time. So that means it is related to time. So frequency here is the number of binary collisions per liter per second. So when the particles are there in a reaction mixture, they are continuously colliding with each other. How many of such collisions are taking place per unit volume per second of the reaction mixture is what is denoted by the value A. You can note these down. Yes, R is the universal gas constant. Now, the factor E to the power minus EA by RT. This is called exponential factor. This gives us the fraction of the number of particles having kinetic energy greater than or equal to the activation energy, right? So that gives us an idea to what extent the reaction will go on, in the sense how fast or how slow the reaction will go on. Capital A, that is the frequency factor, and the activation energy are characteristic values of a reaction, and they are known as Arrhenius parameters. How am I going to use this equation, right? So those with the calculator, it's not a big deal. But for curriculum where you have to convert it into logarithm and do the calculations manually, we are going to simplify this equation and convert it into simplified form. So what we've got over here is K is equals to AE to the power minus EA by RT. So I take the natural log. So how do you write natural log? It is written by L and N. Natural log of K is equals to natural log of A minus EA by RT, because the base is already E. So if you have any number to the same base, so if I have log E to the same base, this will be equal to 1. That is why the natural log disappears over here. So minus EA by RT. Now what do I have to do? I can deal with this equation graphically as well as mathematically. How do I deal with this equation graphically? I am going to compare it to the equation y is equals to mx plus c. As I said, if you've been following the channel regularly, or if you've gone through the previous videos, you will be able to correlate to this aspect of the equation of a straight line. So y, that means we are talking about the change in the rate constant. Now this natural log of a, it's a fixed value. That means it's a characteristic value for a particular reaction, plus m. And what are we talking about here? X. That means if I compare it to y is equals to mx plus c, here I can graphically represent natural log of k on the y-axis. The k, that is rate constant, is varying with temperature. I'm going to talk about the variation with temperature. In other words, my x over here is the reciprocal of temperature. So how can you determine the slope of this graph? What will it give you? What value will you get from it? So let's get going. So what we've got over here, on the y-axis, I will take natural log of k. Please understand, this is natural log, not logarithm to the base 10. Okay? And we've got natural log of a minus. So I've got on the x-axis, I'm going to take the reciprocal of the thermodynamic temperature. So y is equals to c. In other words, the y-intercept gives me the natural log of a plus m into x. Now in the expression minus Ea by r t. So what do I have is, I have split it up. My x is 1 by t. So what is the slope equal to? Yes, minus Ea by r. In other words, I will get a graph. Can you plot? Can you think of how the graph is going to be? Yes, we are going to get a graph like this, where the y-intercept, you see, c. The y-intercept over here will give me the natural log of a. The slope of this graph is equals to minus Ea by r. Got it? Clear? Split it. See for yourself. It may sound confusing, but if you just compare it to the equation y is equals to mx plus c, everything will become clear. So y and x are any points on the graph, the coordinates of any point on the graph. So y is equals to, I should be writing mx plus c. So then I will reverse this equation also, not reverse, actually I would say rearrange, and I will get it like this, right? This is your y. That's what you took on the y-axis. Now this is your c. So this is what you get over here. Natural log of a will be equal to the y-intercept. On the x-axis, you've taken the reciprocal of temperature. So the slope of this graph is minus Ea by r. Now many students are not comfortable with natural log, again because we are given logarithmic tables to the base of 10. So how do I go ahead with that? So what we'll do, again we'll take the same equation, natural log of k is equals to natural log of a minus Ea by rt, and convert it to base 10. So how does it convert to base 10? I'll have 2.303 log of k is equals to 2.303 log of a minus Ea by rt, right? Non-mathematical students who are not doing maths at higher level, please don't worry or don't take tension. Oh, I don't know this. No. Non-mathematical students are not required to know much in depth for now. This is to encourage you. Natural log to the base 10, just multiplied by 2.303. Simple. I'm saying this because I've gone through this phase myself. Okay? So just relax. Don't take tension about it. Okay? Now again what I'm going to do, log of k is equals to, I'm going to carry this 2.303 to the right hand side. So 2.303 log of a divided by 2.303, that means each of these terms will get divided by 2.303 RT. Sorry, 2.303. So what do we get over here? Log of k is equals to log of a minus EA upon 2.303 RT. So what do I get over here? Yes, I simply get the integrated form of the Arrhenius equation, which as a common student of grade 11 or 12, you will be easily able to apply in your calculations. I hope you are noting all of this down. Okay, so now what am I going to do? Now if I have to plot the graph, what am I going to take on the y-axis? Very good, log k. What do I take on the x-axis? Absolutely, 1 by t. What kind of graph will I get? Yes, correct. Again, I'll get a graph with a negative slope. What does the slope of this graph give me now? Think about it again. See, we've got logarithm. Yes, the slope of this graph gives me minus EA upon 2.303 R. What does the y-intercept give me? Absolutely correct. This gives me log of A. Clear? Are we clear on this? Y, O and X. You see the difference? In the previous graph, the slope was giving us minus EA by R. But that was a graph between natural log of K and the reciprocal of temperature. Whereas this is a graph between log of K and the reciprocal of temperature. That is why the difference in the value of the slope. The mathematical will come out, the mathematical value of the activation energy for the reaction, for any specific reaction, whether you solve it in terms of natural log or log, will be the same. Okay, so don't take tension about that which one should I use. Some curriculum, because they allow calculators, natural logarithm is pretty easy. Whereas there are other curriculum where you have to see the log tables, then of course you are going to apply this integrated form of the Arrhenius equation. I hope I have helped to make the things easier for you. We are not done as yet, because we spoke about the change in the rate of a reaction with every 10 degrees Celsius rise in temperature and so on. So if I am talking about log of K is equals to log of A minus E upon 2.303 RT, that is the integrated form of the Arrhenius equation, I am talking about two situations at temperature T1 and temperature T2. So obviously the rate constants will be different, because the rate of the reaction changes, the rate constant also changes. Remember, we did the difference between rate constant and the rate of a reaction. Yes, the rate constant changes with temperature, right? So rate constant does not change with concentration. Absolutely right. It changes with temperature. So K is equals to K1. At temperature T2, K is equals to K2. So let me put these values. So when I've got the rate constant as K2, temperature is T1. Why have we not taken this as A1 and EA1? Because as we said in the previous slide, these are characteristic values. See, we said here A and EA are characteristic values of a reaction called as the Arrhenius parameters. So just like there are certain characteristics of you as a person which are associated with you as a person, right? So those are fixed characteristics of a reaction. They don't change with concentration or temperature, right? So what we've done, log of K2 is equals to log of A minus E upon 2.303 RT1. This is my equation, sorry, not RT1, this will be RT2 because I am talking about K2. This is my equation number 1 or 2, howsoever you may want to call. And log of K1 is equals to log of A minus EA upon 2.303 RT1. So I'm going to call this as my equation number 1. So situation number 1, equation number 1. Why am I calling them as equation number 1 and 2? Because I am going to derive another equation from them. And how am I going to do it? I'm going to subtract equation 1 from equation 2. What do you have to do when you subtract? Remember, let's go back to our basic algebra. Yes, change the signs. So we'll have log of K2 minus log of K1. My log A minus log A cancels out, and we will have minus EA, sorry, this is equals to minus EA upon 2.303 RT2. Why don't you try doing it yourself? You will see the confidence with which you will finish watching this video. You see over here, the tables have turned. So again, remember the logarithmic rules. If you are not very sure about logarithms, I have posted videos explaining logarithms for you all and tried to simplify it. So you may go through those videos and you'll really find them helpful. By the way, those videos are based on the knowledge that my father gave me, the way he taught me logarithms, and it has stayed with me forever. So probably you may benefit from it. So 1 upon T1 minus 1 upon T2. Yes, what I've done over here, EA upon 2.303 R, I've taken common. We are left with 1 upon T1. Yes, for those who may be confused, see what we will be left behind in the brackets is minus 1 by T2 plus 1 by T1. What I have done over here is I've just, rearranged it. That's all. Nothing new. I have not done anything new. Absolutely. Yeah, please. Many a times we are so confused and nervous that small things also, we miss out on those. So log of K2 by K1 is equals to EA upon 2.303 R. Go ahead. So we will have T2 minus T1 upon T1 T2. Please remember, all temperatures over here denoted in capital letters are in Kelvin. They are thermodynamic temperatures, temperatures in Kelvin, not in degree C. You do that, it will be wrong. Why? Supposing by mistake, supposing I'm talking about two conditions, 0 degrees Celsius and 10 degrees Celsius. You forget to convert your temperature in Kelvin. You put that value in the equation. What will you put over here? 0 into 10. Oh my God, this becomes undefined because 10 times 0 is 0. That's why remember to put the temperature in Kelvin and not in degrees Celsius. So we've got the complete simplified version of the Arrhenius equation and how the rate constant of a reaction will change when the temperature is changed. Now this subheading is incomplete if we do not do numericals. It's very, very essential. And something interesting. You can feel happy about the fact that even though you may not have understood the derivation, you may not be very comfortable with the derivation, if you know the formula, if you know the basic Arrhenius equation also, you will be easily able to do the numericals, the number problems associated with this topic. So let's suppose your derivation is 1 mark or 2 marks, right? It's okay. Don't think about having lost these 3 marks. Think about how much you can gain by doing the numericals. So what should we do? Should we take up a few numericals? Okay, so next video I'm going to take up a few numericals based on the topic of Arrhenius equation, integrated Arrhenius equation, and the final equation comparing the rate constant of rate constant of a reaction at two different temperatures. Till then, please make sure that your concepts of zero order, first order, graphs are clear, crystal clear, and be ready for numericals in the next video. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe.